Hello everyone, welcome to this week's video from Purple Penny. My name's Mark. I own and run the Purple Penny along with my wife Catherine. We do these videos most Mondays at about this time, which is 12 o'clock Adelaide time. Purple Penny is a coin dealer. We're a coin dealer, I guess. We buy and sell coins, banknotes and collectibles. We have a shop in Mawson Lakes, which is in the northern suburbs of Adelaide. We buy things over the counter here. We occasionally go to coin shows and auctions and buy things there, and we sell them through the shop here or via our website, thepurplepenny.com. And that's it. That's what we do. We've been here for 7 years. These videos we try to sort of have a topic of the week, and today we're just going to talk about the Ando coin fair that we went to last weekend in Melbourne. It's good to be able to go to a coin show. Catherine and I still like going to coin shows. We still are coin collectors at heart, and it's always fun looking at coins and talking to coin collectors and talking to coin dealers, and we had a very good time. But before we do that, we'll get into the news. Now, before we say hello to people, we'll just do the first news item. We'll let some more people show up. Hopefully more people show up. Thank you, Catherine, for supplying me this news article about a glut of silver at coin dealers in America. There are a lot more coin dealers in America, obviously, here than here in Australia, and because of that, there is an infrastructure in America for refining scrap gold and silver that doesn't exist here in Australia. So here, for example, in Adelaide, there is one company that does gold and silver refining, but we've not found them to be very useful. So whereas in America it is much easier to deal with gold and silver refiners that are scattered all over the country, and you can do it via mail, and it is much easier to do. So coin shops like us, because we've been caught up in the recent gold and silver rise of prices, coin shops like us in America have a different path to be able to sell scrap gold and silver. They can mail it to refineries and have it refined and either get paid out directly or have precious metals shipped back to them. The process of getting that done here in Adelaide is far more complicated. It's quite burdensome, so we don't do that. But what the coin shops in America are finding, and you know, these are coin shops that are like us. They're smaller shops. They're not huge shops, but most cities in America, large cities, have a few coin shops like ours. What they're finding now is that the gold and silver refineries are overloaded, and they're not either A, willing to take on new work, or they are raising the minimum order of metals to be refined. So for example, one of the bigger online refineries over there has raised the minimum order to 20,000 US worth of gold and silver. Tom, just Google Adelaide gold refiner and you'll find it. Please don't mention their name here. I'm not going to tell you who it is. You just need to Google it and you'll find them easily enough. Now, as a consequence, what that means is that small shops like us are experiencing a glut of silver. They can't move it on. We have found, for example, that selling 999 silver is quite easy. Sterling silver is much more problematic. Pre-decimal coins are reasonably easy to sell. Companies in America, they're finding that their capital is shrinking. Capital is sort of the working cash that they've got. The working capital, the working cash they've got to deal with is shrinking because more and more of it has been turned into gold and silver. It's a security problem for them because they don't necessarily have the place the storage to store all this stuff. And as a consequence, small shops like us in the USA now are increasing their spread, their buy and sell spread on gold and silver, because they have to hold so much more of it and it takes longer to deal with, so they're increasing their margins on it. It's easy to have small margins on things when you can dispose of it quickly and easily. The old saying is that no one ever went broke making a quick profit, so if you can dispose of things quickly, you are often happy to accept smaller margins. But now that having to hold the gold and silver for longer, It's harder to sell. They're incurring costs storing it. Those margins are spreading, and a similar thing is happening here in Australia. The volatility of gold and silver prices is leading to an increase in that spread as well. Now we'll just say a few hellos before we keep going. Hello Tom, hello Peter, hello another Peter, hello Ian, hello Ray, hello Tony, hey Daryl, get better soon mate. Hello Brett, Catherine who said hello, hello Michael, another Peter, and hey Taz, thank you for joining in. Our next item in the news is a hotel in Macau. Macau used to be known as a bit of a gambling destination. A lot of casinos in Macau. Chinese people are known to like gambling, but the Chinese Communist government has discouraged that. So as a consequence, a lot of the casinos are closing down, and the old hotel casinos have had to find other ways of making ends meet. Now the Macau Grand Emperor, which was one of the biggest casinos in Macau, has a way of, I guess, flaunting the luxuriousness of the hotel. They had 79 kilos of gold ingots laid into the foyer of their hotel. It's called the Golden Pathway. Now, because of the rise in gold price, which was over 5,000 US, almost 8,000 Australian, the hotel, to make ends meet, has dug up all those gold bricks out of their foyer, all 79 kilos of them, and sold them to a local Hong Kong refinery, and that's netted them $12.8 million US. Bye attraction to going to that hotel for looking for gold bars. I wonder what they've replaced them with, Kit Kats or something probably. Next item in the news is yes, so this is interesting. Looks like there is a new dollar coin entering circulation. We knew it was coming out with privy marks on it, and those pictures there, the privy marked examples at the top right there. It's a Mob of Ruse kangaroo, but with an extra kangaroo on it. So there is an extra kangaroo up in the top right hand side of the reverse there. Thank you to Coin and Banknotes Collectors Association of Australia, which is a Facebook group. I've lifted those two images on the left there from that group. A couple of people have found them in circulation. At the top right there is a RAM image of the privy marked 6 kangaroo Mob of Ruse design, and then just in the bottom right there is a normal Mob of Ruse design with only the five kangaroos, just showing the missing area there. So if you are getting dollar coins in your change and it's 2026, just flip it over and check it out, see if it's one of these new designs. It's always interesting to see a new design going into circulation with little or no fanfare. It'd be interesting to see what city these coins actually get sent out to. Now, I think that was it. Yep, that was it. Just say a couple more hellos before we continue. Hello Patrick, hello Ted, hello Damien. I hope your talks went well at the Ando show last weekend. Hello John. John is watching from a ship off the coast of Western Australia. Nice. There's another John, and Chris and Greg. Thank you everyone for joining in today. So last weekend we had the Ando, what do they call it, a coin fair now, I think. It used to be a coin and banknote show, now it's a coin fair. And that was held in Melbourne at the Malvern Town Hall. Malvern's used to be about a 30-minute train ride from the centre of the city, but with the new tunnel and the new stations they've got there, it only took us about 14 or 15 minutes to get out there. Actually, only 5 stops or something, I think, to get out there. Is quite remarkable how much quicker it is now than what it used to be. And then about a 10-minute walk from the Malvern train station to the Malvern Town Hall, where the show is held. Gold coin donation, open 10 to 3 Saturday and Sunday. Perth Mint was there, and Australia Post was there, and Ando was there, all with special release products. The line out the front was a bit unclear, but that's okay, we got in. So just some pictures to do a slideshow here. So you can just see there that there was actually, it turns out there was 2 entries, but one of the entries was disguised as the Perth Mint entry, but was actually the general admission area as well. Thank you to I've just forgotten his name. Someone came and found us in the line and rescued us from the line and told us to come straight in. We didn't realise that all the people were lining up to get to the Perth Mint special release products. You could skip the line and go straight into the show, which is what we did. And there was an entry down the side of the building to get the special release Australia Post and Ando products. There were products released on both days, I believe. We only went on Saturday. Now, the other picture there on the top right is our friend Peter handing out his flyers for Independent Coin News, which is a non-affiliated coin magazine. Peter edits that and writes a lot of the articles for it. So it's free. You can't ask for much more than that. So Independent Coin News, do Google it. There's a Facebook group and webpage. We can download all the back issues. Peter does a great job with that, and he was walking up and down the line handing out his flyers. So we went into the show, and it was great. Very busy, shoulder to shoulder. Really, we were there until 3, shoulder to shoulder from 10 until perhaps just after 2, and then things settled down a little bit. We managed to do okay. We did some buying. We saw lots of people that we know, and I guess that's why we like going to these shows, is looking at coins. Even though we look at coins all the time, it's good to be able to go and just look at new stuff and have a chat to other dealers and people that we know. So there's a couple of other pictures there. The top one is on the right. There's Robbie Colborne, who is the head honcho of Copeland Roberts, an auction house that has started recently. Bottom there is Adam Lovegrove, who is the owner of Southern Cross Coins, who are out at Nunawading. Adam's a great guy and always has interesting stuff. And you can see there, these pictures were taken at about 11:15, and you couldn't get a spot at the tables. You really had to shoulder your way in to get a spot at the table. You certainly couldn't sit and look at albums and things like that. It was quite remarkable, given that the mint wasn't there, and that gold and silver had been fluctuating so much. It was very heartening for the hobby to see such activity. Yeah, it was really good. Now, what else we got here? A couple more pictures. There's Andrew Crellin there of Sterling and Currency, who came over from Fremantle. Andrew has a shop in Fremantle. He brought his usual array of interesting stuff, and just at the right there is an auction lot for the next Copeland Roberts auction, or maybe the auction's finished, I'm not sure. It was an AU58 1923 halfpenny. I only took a picture of it because we have one of those, and I'd be interested to know what it sells for in that grade, because we've got one in that grade. Great improving quality of material in the Copeland Roberts auctions, and it certainly is becoming a real alternative to the other sort of more established auction houses. So well done to Robbie and other affiliated people. And that picture of Andrew there, you can see in the middle right there, a gentleman with a bit of a man bun. That's Eric Eigner, the owner of Drake Sterling Coins. So we caught up with Eric when we were there as well. Eric's a great guy as well. And if you need coins submitted to PCGS, Eric is the go-to guy. Right. Hello, Bevan. Thank you for joining in today. Hello, Gwen. Hey, Brett. Tony says the 1923 halfpenny passed in, and Michael says, is Ando coming to Adelaide this year? Don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. As far as I know, the NSSA show is still going ahead. I haven't heard anything about Ando coming to Adelaide. That would be interesting. Now, I just thought I would share a few secrets with you about what we bought when we were in Melbourne, and why. I mean, Catherine and I, we have, I guess, separation of duties here in the shop. Catherine's responsible for sort of the more modern Australian material, and I sort of take care of all the other stuff. That's inventory. I mean, she does tons of other stuff too, as do I. But so when we go to shows, we're often looking for very different things. So I thought what I'd do is I would just share with you what I bought at the show, and why I buy what I do, and how some people are a bit sort of flummoxed as to how you can look at thousands of coins and just pick out, I think I bought about 19 or 20 coins. So you can just pick out 19 or 20 coins, and without sitting there on your phone and researching them and things like that, how you can pick things from other dealers and sell them and make a profit. But Catherine and I have been doing that for a long time because the Purple Penny started that way. We didn't have a shop when we started. We did buy off of other dealers and sell and make for a profit buying off other dealers. So this is how we got started. So what is it that I do to be able to buy coins? Now, a couple of coins there that I bought. The top one there is an owl tetradrachm, struck in Athens from about 440 BC to 400 BC. So that's 2,500 years ago. They were struck for a few hundred years with different styles. This one here depicts Athena on the left there, and on the right is the iconic Athenian owl. Of course, that's the symbol that Renix uses for their products. This is probably the best known coin in the world, I would say. It's certainly the most recognizable, and it's about 17 grams of silver, quite a hefty thing, and I tend to buy every one that I see because I think they're great. And this one was especially nice because it's very well struck. It's quite well centered, and about a third of the crest on Athena's helmet is visible at the back. So sort of the ultimate quest for these coins, for collectors of them, is to get what's called a full crest. And that's very difficult because they were struck on irregularly shaped silver planchets that were heated up, and if the planchet was not big enough, then you're not going to get the crest showing up. They were struck multiple times, as you can see, and they're very high relief, and by high relief I mean the depth of the coin design away from the surface is quite high. This one is what's known as a classical Athenian owl. There's early ones and late ones. This is the classical one. It's probably the most common one, and it was beautifully struck. All the details are visible. Lovely patina, and when I saw it I had to buy it, so I did. Someone bought it on Friday though, so it's no longer ours, unfortunately. What does AOE stand for? I can't say it, and that's not because it's illegal to say it, it's because it's Greek and I can't say it. Tom, I will endeavour to answer your comment with what it means after the video is over. The bottom coin there is a Parthian drachm, and that's Mithridates III. And on the right there is a gentleman sitting on a throne. This is a throwback. The design on the right there is a throwback to Macedonian tetradrachms, which generally had Zeus sitting on a throne. There's some Greek characters around, similar design as the old Macedonian tetradrachms, and on the left you've got a portrait of Mithridates III. Now, why did I buy this one? Firstly, it's well struck up, it's well centered, and it had that antique tone that I like very much, so it's just bags of eye appeal for this coin, so that's why I bought that one. The next one that I bought, sorry, I'll just add slides here. Right, so I bought a few errors. So at the top there is a reverse brockage of a halfpenny, an Indian minted halfpenny. A brockage is what occurs when a struck coin sticks to one of the dies, and then another blank comes in, and that struck coin is hit against that halfpenny, and you get a brockage impression. It's called a reverse brockage because the brockage image is on the reverse of the coin, but of course it is an image of the obverse. This one is a fairly early state. We classify brockages by the state of them, because as the coin that is stuck to the die, which is called a die cap, strikes more and more coins, it spreads out, and the brockage impression becomes softer and softer and more spread out. So this particular halfpenny is fairly early because you can still see most of the legends, and the design is of the king's portrait is quite sharp. The coin at the bottom there is an internment camp token. No date on it, but probably struck in 42 or 43. It's a 2 shilling, and what's interesting about that one is that it missed the hole punching process. It's supposed to have a hole in the middle there. So a lovely error that I more or less bought because I've never had one of these before. I don't collect any of this stuff that I'm showing, but I still love to own these things, even if it is for a few days. I love to see beautiful coins, and I like to be able to buy them. I think it's one of the true pleasures of being a coin collector, is seeing coins that you love and being able to buy them. I bought these two because they look great. No other reason that. I mean, you have to admit, you look at the photos and I think they look fantastic. I had some idea of the value of them. Not a great idea. I mean, I haven't handled a halfpenny brockage like that one for a long time. Never seen an internment camp token with the hole missing like that. So, you know, again, I primarily bought them because I like the look of them. Next slide. And these ones were bought for other reasons. Peter says, were the holes punched before or after the strike? Stony silence. Peter, there's a lovely picture of an off-centered one with an off-centered hole, which I saw the other day, and I didn't look at it that closely, but I'll find it again and I should be able to tell from that hole. That's a great question, because of course you can punch the holes before or after the coins are struck, and different holed coins are struck different ways, but you can tell, especially with off-centered holes, whether it was struck before or after the hole was punched. Now, these two coins were bought for different reasons. The top one was bought for the historical significance of it. It's a countermarked Peruvian sol, struck in, the coin itself is 1923, I think, the host coin. But someone has stamped with letters around the outside there, Anguilla, Liberty Dollar, July 11, 1967. And you can see the letters are all black, and that's because someone has rubbed wax into them. Now, that particular type of countermark dollar were made in 1967 by a US journalist who countermarked about 10 or 15,000 silver dollar size coins with those words. So he made 10 to 15,000 of these, and what he attempted to do was sell them to a revolutionary government in Anguilla. So in Anguilla at that particular time, there was an attempted secession of that island from St Kitts Nevis, which is the country that it belongs to, and this journalist tried to sell these silver crown size coins to the secessionist government. They didn't buy them, so he had to sell them some other way, and they never seceded from St Kitts Nevis either, by the way. So, you know, I used to collect countermark coins, and I'd seen these online before, but I had never seen one in Australia. Never seen one in Australia. There's a great story behind them. I know how scarce they are here in Australia, so I saw it and I bought it, and we sold it on Saturday. So someone else liked the story as much as what I did. I think it's a great story. Now, the bottom coin there was bought because it looks good in a photo and no other reason. We bought a group of uncirculated King George V Indian rupees. I think all of them but one were Calcutta struck rupees. There was one Bombay struck coin. They look terrific in a photo. They're uncirculated and they're inexpensive. So, you know, if you're looking for an early 20th century British Commonwealth coin with a portrait of King George V on it, well struck up, lovely condition, less than $100. I mean, you know, what else can you ask for? So that's why I bought those. Right, now I guess what I'm saying with all of this stuff is, why do I buy what I buy? And the answer is, you know, a lot of the time I don't know what we're going to come across. I don't know what we're going to buy, but I do have some basic principles that I follow, and I can share those with you, because, you know, how do I choose coins at coin shows? Firstly, it's got to look good in an image. It's got to have eye appeal. What's eye appeal? It means that someone has to look at it and find it attractive. I don't buy coins at shows with, and there's reasons why I have these principles of buying coins at shows, and that's because when you are buying from dealers, the margins are much smaller. I mean, we do get a bit of a discount from some dealers. Some dealers we don't get any discount. So we're buying a lot of the time at retail or very close to retail. So we have to be careful that what we buy isn't going to have any problems. And what does that mean? It means that we end up picking things that we consider to be premium, things that look great in an image, whether that be toning or luster, things like that. So that's the number one thing when I look at a coin and I pick it up, is this going to look good in a photo? Because I'm very confident that with the quality of photos that we take, if we put up a coin that is that looks great, it has a good chance of selling on our website, whether it's in a PCGS slab or not. If it's an error, is it easy to understand? So you could, the few errors that we bought when we were in Melbourne, we bought we bought two brockages and the internment camp token without a hole in the middle. It's very obvious that they're errors. You don't have to explain to someone why they're an error or anything like that. You can just look at them and go, well, these aren't right. And you don't have to be a numismatist or experienced coin collector to understand that that they're errors, and that's always a challenge with errors. So I won't buy an obscure rare error at a premium price if I have to at a coin show, if it's not easy to understand, because that just makes it more difficult for us to sell. Does it have any historical interest? So the ancient coins that I bought there, the Our Tetradrachm, the Anguilla not the Anguilla, the Anguilla countermark dollar, they have a story to tell, and to me that is one of the true pleasures of buying and owning coins, even if it is only for a week, even if it is buying things with historical interest. I can look at them and think about the context and think about who held them and how old they are, how they came to be the design that they are. And to me, that is one of the true pleasures of coin collecting. As I said, even if I only hold it for a week. I love it when coins have a story to tell, and often when we post up pictures of coins on our Facebook page, even when I'm not trying to sell them, if they've got a good story, people will inquire about buying them. So I guess number 4, which is probably more what Catherine does rather than what I do, is she has a encyclopedic knowledge of what customers that come in here are asking for in the decimal area, and she'll often go around and scan the tables and look for things for want lists and stuff like that. I do the same sometimes. If people want certain banknotes, I'll take lists with me, but that's good. This is sort of more of what Catherine fulfills. She's about meeting other people's requirements, and I just buy things that interest me. Is it a fair value? And this is always the challenging part, because often I'm buying coins that I really don't know a lot about. So I have to make a judgment call without internet research or without looking at my phone about whether something's fair value. Now, I do have a reasonable amount of knowledge, and like the Our Tetradrachms, I know what they sell for. The Mithridates Drachm, I know what that sells for. Brockages, I've got an idea of what they sell for. The internment camp penny without a shilling without a hole in it, no idea. The Anguilla dollar, no idea. But I feel like they have a story that sort of exceeds their value, and the value that we paid for them didn't seem excessive. But really, the most important thing to me is would I be happy to own it? And really, everything I bought back from Melbourne that I'd purchased, I'd be delighted to keep it. I was a little bit sad when the Our Tetradrachm left, because it is the nicest one we've ever handled, and it's nicer than the one that I've got in my collection that Catherine gifted me, but you can't keep it all. So yeah, would I be happy to own it? And that's always a question I ask myself, is would I be happy to own it? If I'm happy to own it and I feel like it meets some of those other criteria, then I'll buy it. And what does that mean? It means that when we go to a show, some days we might spend nothing, other days we might spend $10,000, I don't know. But it is fun, and I had a great time even with all the crowds. And I'd like to thank, I guess, Peter, who's watching the video, Peter who sort of hosted us at the show, Adam Lovegrove from Southern Cross Coins, who's always so very welcoming, Andrew Crellin, who looked after us as well, so all those people over there that said hello to us, all the people that watch these videos who said hello, and I don't know your names. Got a few people sit next to me and say, "Are you the Purple Penny guy?" It's like, yes, that would be me. So it was a good time, and Catherine and I will go to coin shows as long as we can. So thank you everyone who interacted with us over there, and thanks Catherine for coming with me. I had a great time. That's it for this week. Oh no, there was one. I'll do it next week. I did a radio interview about the portrait of the Queen on the 100th year of birth coin. I'll put that up next. We'll talk about that next week. I don't agree with a lot of things that have been said about that portrait on that coin. I think it's harsh on the lady who designed the coin, so we'll talk about that next week. Right, that's it. Bye for now, everyone. Have a great week. Happy collecting. Don't forget, buy what you love. I bought what I loved in Melbourne. I just didn't keep any of it. And if you buy what you love, then you know you'll have a hobby forever. And that's the only thing I can keep saying. All right, bye for now, everyone.